Hello everyone. Today's topic is projection, that is the last part of unit number 3. In this topic, we are going to see the different types of projections, how these different types are actually visualized on a view plane or on a screen in what different manner. So let's start. The projection. Now, what do you mean by projection? Projection means nothing but an image or the act of obtaining an image of an object. Now, in this particular diagram, you can see there is a light source. Light source is nothing but a torch, and there is an object placed in front of the light source, and there is a screen. This screen is nothing but for the visualization of object or for drawing an object. Now, when this light source is on, it will emit the light rays, and as soon as they hit the particular object, the rays will pass through that object and will draw an image on the screen of that respective object. So, this is a very best and good example we everyone know is the example of a projector in a theater or in a cinema hall. What happens as soon as you enter the cinema hall, the room is dark, right? And there is a light protruding from a height that is passing from behind. Okay. So when these light rays are passing, they hit the projection screen, or we can say they hit the theater screen. So when the light hits that particular screen, the image is displayed, or the what we say picture is displayed on that given particular screen. This means what? The light is projecting, the light is protruding in order to draw a particular diagram or image on a given surface. So this is the meaning of projection. Now we will see why actually we use projection and for what purpose we use projection. So let's start. Now you all have seen in the 2D system, we use only two coordinates, that are x and y coordinates. But in the 3D coordinate system, there is an extra coordinate or axis included, that is nothing but the z-axis. Okay, so in 3D graphic techniques and their applications are fundamental to the entertainment, games and computer-aided design industry. Okay, so it is a continuing area of research in the scientific visualization. So 3D techniques are mostly used in gaming sections, in entertainment sections, in CAD, that is CAD designs, and these mostly they are used in order if you want to draw any interior of a house, any structure of a bungalow, any structure of a building. So these are nothing but using modern 3D techniques. So further, 3D graphics components are now a part of almost every personal computer, although traditionally intended for graphics intensive software. Okay. Now we can see every other personal computer that is present in your home is having a 3D technique, or is also indulged with a full-fledged 3D computer graphics components. Okay, and there are specially designed or traditionally designed graphics intensive softwares that are used for games. They are also being increasingly used by other applications, not only for games but also for other applications like animated movies, 3D effect movies, and so on. Okay. Now, this is just a diagram that is showing you how the 3D components or the three-dimensional objects are being implemented with the help of three axes. Which are these three axes? X-axis red, green axis is the Y, and yellow is the Z axis. Okay. Then there are two broad classes of projection. Which are these two broad classes? We'll see. First one is the parallel and second one is the perspective. Okay. Now in parallel, what is happening? They are typically used for architectural and engineering drawings. And perspective is used for realistic looking or the realistic visualization. And they are also used in the computer graphics technique. Now, the main difference in parallel and perspective is that parallel means what? For drawing the sketches, or what we say, architectural diagrams or the engineering diagrams, okay, that are used for implementation purposes. And perspective means what? Showing the realistic images. The realistic images means what? Your movies, protruding a lecture through projector in a classroom, okay, and so on. Now we will see actually how the types of projections are classified with this help of given table. So first one is projection. This projection is classified into two types, parallel and perspective. Now under the parallel, see the left side, under the parallel projection, there are two techniques. Which are those two techniques? Orthographic technique and oblique technique. In orthographic technique, it is further divided into multi-view and axonometric, multi-view and axonometric. And in axonometric, we have isometric, diametric and trimetric. In this axonometric, they are mainly, this axonometric are the mainly used projection techniques in this particular part. But also this does not mean that multi-view is not used. Multi-view is also used, but it is not there for you all currently studying. But I will just tell you what does this multi-view mean. Multi-view means nothing but combination of top plane, front elevation and side view. Means what? Top surface, front surface and the side surface. In order, when you look at an object from top, front and side, it comes under the category of multi-view. Okay. Then this is the left part comprises of orthographic. Now right part comprises of oblique. So oblique means what? Oblique is nothing but general, and under general we have cavalier and cabinet. Okay. Then in this there is the second part, that is perspective. Okay. In perspective we have 1 point, 2 point and 3 point. These are nothing but 1, 2 and 3 point coming under the category of vanishing point. Now here I have not mentioned the vanishing point, but it is a concept that I will tell you exactly what it means. Okay. So now let's start further. Now the first type, that is parallel projections. In parallel projections, we will see in detail what it happens. A parallel projection is a projection of an object in three-dimensional space onto a fixed plane. Okay, there is a fixed plane. The plane is not moving, and we are projecting an object in a 3D space. Okay, that is known as the projection plane or the image plane. Okay, where the rays, that is also known as lines of sight or projection lines. What do you know? Lines of sight means lines of rays or light or projection lines are parallel to each other. Okay, it is a basic tool in descriptive geometry. Then the second point, parallel projection discards z coordinate and parallel lines from each vertex on the object are extended until they intersect the view plane. Now this means what? The parallel projection lines, they will discard the z part, that is z axis coordinates will be discarded, and only parallel lines from each vertex. Okay, parallel lines from each vertex on that particular object are extended. Means in short, the parallel projections are considered having parallel lines making an basically angle. Okay, and that angle is more or less exactly equal to a particular degree known as different. That is, it sometimes the angle will be 90 degree, some will be less than it will be less than 90 degrees. I mean, it totally depends on what type of lines it is projecting. So once the projection is taken place, we will see how that image is exactly or how that image is actually being displayed on the screen. Okay, so in the parallel projection, we specify a direction of projection instead of center of projection. It is a very important point. In parallel projection, we have to specify direction instead of the center or of projection. Okay, COP, center of projection is also known as COP. which is a concept that we will see in the perspective projection. Okay, so don't I mean to say is, just keep a very important word in mind. In parallel projection, we have to always specify the direction of projection. Okay, in parallel projection, come to the third point now, the distance from the center of projection to the project plane is infinite. Okay. Now, distance from the center of projection means what? Where the object is placed and where you, on which screen you have to display that object. Okay. So the distance between that center of projection and that particular distance plane is infinite. It can be at any infinite distance. So in this type of projection, we connect the projected vertices by line segments. I repeat, in this type of projection, we connect the projected vertices by line segments, which correspond to connections on the original object. The object that you are going to draw or that is going to be projected on the screen, it should exactly correspond or resemble to the original object. There should be no disturbance while drawing that particular object, or the given image will be not drawn properly. So after that, the fourth point is, in parallel projections, we see they are less realistic. As I told you, parallel projections are used for engineering drawing and they are used for architectural drawing. So they are less realistic. They are realistic but less realistic. But they are good for exact measurements. As they are used for engineering drawing and architectural drawing, measurement area should be very strong. So they are very good for exact measurements. In this type of projections, parallel lines remain parallel and angles are not preserved. As I told you, they make certain angles, that is 90 degrees, less than 90 degrees, etc. Various types of parallel projections are shown in the following hierarchy. Now this is a figure. There are some drawing I have shown over here. That is orthographic projection and isometric projection. This is just an example what actually is a parallel projection. See, now this is a house. Come to the left side. This is a house, that is orthographic projection. This is nothing but the projectors for the front side, projectors from the top view, projectors from the side view. Okay, projectors again from the side view, means exactly how this. See, they are nothing but parallel lines. These are parallel lines. This is side view is having parallel lines. Front view is having parallel lines. Okay. In isometric projections also, you can see they are making certain angles. The figure is having x, y and z axis, and also the lines are projected in a parallel manner. So this is an example of parallel projection. Okay. Now we will start under the parallel projection. We will come under the two categories, that is oblique and orthographic. Now we'll start with first category, that is oblique. Under oblique we have cavalier and cabinet, and under orthographic we have isometric, diametric and trimetric. Here there is the spelling of diametric is DI. Okay, by mistake I have entered as DIA. So the spelling is DI, METRIC, diametric. So we'll start with oblique. Now oblique means what? If the projection lines are not normal to the view plane. I repeat, if the projection lines are not normal to the view plane, then it is called as oblique projection. Now what do you mean by normal? Normal means what? It is parallel. The lines are parallel but not making an 90-degree angle. Okay. The lines are parallel but they are not making a 90-degree angle but some other angle. Okay. The angle can be any angle, that is 95, 45, any angle. Okay. This projection lines are parallel but not making any angle, or not making an angle of 90 degree but some other angle. An oblique projection is obtained by projecting the points along the parallel lines that are perpendicular to the view plane. Such a projection appears in nature when sunlight casts the shadow on the ground. Okay. Now this is a very good example. Early morning, if you can see, or in the daytime, you can see the sunlight, it's falling on the ground. And when the light is falling on the ground, it hits the ground and the lights are reverted back. Okay, when the lights are reverted back, it is when the light hits the ground and the light is reverting, it is making a certain angle. Okay, so this means what? They are not perpendicular to the view plane. In this case, the view plane is our ground. Okay, so it is not making a perpendicular line to the view plane. Such a projection is called as a such a projection appears in a natural manner. So it is nothing but called as a oblique projection. Okay. Now we have two types of oblique projections, cavalier and cabinet. So just keep in mind, oblique projection contains nothing but parallel lines that do not make an angle of 90 degrees. The best example to understand oblique projection is rays of sunlight that are hitting the ground and reverting back. Okay. Now we have cavalier and cabinet, two types of oblique projections. First one is the cavalier. In the cavalier, we will study what exactly it is, what angle exactly it is forming and how it is being protruded. Okay, so cavalier projection is a special case of oblique projection. This occurs when the projector or the projection vector, okay, forms an angle of 45 degrees with the z-axis. I repeat, in cavalier, the projection, when the what we say projection vector forms an angle of 45 degrees with respect to z-axis. The lines which are parallel to the z-axis are projected with no change in the length. The lines are passing or that are parallel to the z-axis will have no change in the length. The length will remain as it is. So consider an object whose edges are parallel to the axis and front face of the object is parallel to the view plane xy. We'll see now. See over here. See, this is a diagram. In this you have this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. Okay. So what is told in the cavalier projection? It will form an angle of 45 degrees, and the lines will be parallel with respect to z-axis. See, the lines are parallel to z-axis, and it will form an angle of 45 degrees. So this is only given in the figure. This is actually the real object that is going to be projected with the help of cavalier projection. This is the figure. Right side is the figure that is after the cavalier projection. This is the output of cavalier projection. So it has made an angle of 45 degrees and the protruding lines are parallel with z-axis. See this z-axis is in this direction, right? In this direction. So this given object is nothing but having parallel lines in z-axis direction. Z-axis direction. Okay. In the above figure, the projections are not perpendicular to the view plane. We will not get only one face of the object. Okay. We will not get only one face. So how here what it is making? But as the angle of projection is 45 degrees, we will get z-axis values as it is, but x and y-axis values are reduced. See, z-axis values will remain as it is. There is no change in the length of z-axis, but the values of x and y-axis will be reduced. This you will come to know, this you will understand one by one as you go through the projection part by yourself. For the first time, when you are reading, you will just come to know or you will just be familiar with the new words. What is this word called? What does this mean? But for this, you have to thoroughly go through by yourself, containing the or being familiar with the new words. Okay. So the object will look like an elongated object. See, the original object is in a normal form. But when you give the output regarding the cavalier projection, when you project an object by using cavalier projection, the object is a bit elongated. You can see in this object is a bit elongated object. Okay. Then we'll come to cabinet projection. In cabinet projection, excuse me, in cabinet projections, we are having only half the actual z distance along the projected axis. We are having only half the z axis, okay, distance of z axis. It uses a projection vector that forms an angle of 26.6 degrees with the z-axis. Now over here I want to give you or bring to your notice one very important point. The angle that I have mentioned over here, 26.6 degrees, it varies from book to book. It depends on which book you are referring. Okay, in some books it is given 63.4 degrees. In some books it is given 26.6 degrees. So don't get panic if you find somewhere it is written 63.4, it is okay. That is also right. And in some books it is written 26.6 degrees. That is also right. So what does this mean? The projection vector forms an angle of 26 degrees with the z-axis, and the projection will be half the actual z distance. Okay. So as the projections are making angle of 26.6 degrees, so the approximation value will be considered as 30 degrees. Okay. The z-axis values will get half of its original value. Z-axis, suppose it is 6, so it will give half of its original value. Means what is the half of 6? 3. I'm just giving an example. If z-axis value is 6, the half of its original will be 3. So cabinet projections appear more realistic than Cavalier projections. That is the case why I am telling you that the cabinet projections are a little bit appearing more realistic than Cavalier projection, because Cavalier projections are a bit elongated and cabinet are projected as it is but half of the length. Okay, because of this reduction in the length of edges which are perpendicular to the view plane. Now see, in this diagram you can see this is the z-axis, this is x-axis, and this is y-axis. The lines are being projected in a parallel manner with respect to the lines are hitting z-axis, but they are coming from the x-axis. They are coming, they are not coming, but they are protruding from z-axis. Okay, making an angle of 30 degrees. So when you apply this cabinet projection, what will be the output? See, there are z-axis and x-axis, sorry, x-axis and y-axis, and the original object is being placed over here, making an angle of 30 degrees, but it is appearing half of the original. So this, suppose this length is 10. So half of the original will be 5. Okay. So it is appearing half of the original. The object is nothing but half of the original. Now the next part is orthographic. Okay. Now what is orthographic? Orthographic, you all must be a bit familiar in your engineering graphics diagram. What is orthographic projection? It is having top view, front view, side view when you are drawing the diagram. Okay. Now in orthographic projections, there are some important points to remember, because these points are further classified as isometric, diametric, and trimetric. Now let's start. Orthographic projections do not change the length of the line segments which are parallel to the projection plane. Very important point. They do not change the length of the line segments. Okay. Other lines are projected with reduced length. The other lines, it will not, orthographic projection will not change the length of the line segments. But which line segments? The lines that are parallel to the projection plane. If there is a projection plane and the line that is hitting that particular projection plane and that is parallel to it, so the length, or it will not change the length of that line that is parallel to it, but the lines that are not parallel to the projection plane, it will obviously reduce the length of that particular lines. Okay, generally we are using orthographic projections in engineering drawings to produce front, side, and top view of an object. The below figure shows the different views of an object. So this is a figure, sorry, it should be above figure. By mistake when it is written below. So this is the figure, it is showing the top view, front view, and side view. Okay. This is the view of a orthographic projection. Here by using orthographic projections, we can draw any side view of an object. Suppose there is any job or any material or any object is given to you, and with the help of orthographic projection, you can draw a side view, particular front view, particular top view of an object. Okay. The projection lines are parallel, making an angle of 90 degrees with respect to the view plane. Now over here it is very important point. In orthographic projections, the lines are always parallel and making an angle of 90 degrees with respect to view plane. Okay. But we also form orthographic projections in such a way that more than one face of an object can be displayed. But in this, now see, in this particular given diagram, more than one face, this is one face, this is one face, this is another face. So more than one face of an object can also be drawn in orthographic projection. Okay. And such views are called as axonometric orthographic projections. So this is a bit confusing, I can say, for you all. So I will tell in very simple manner. You can draw in orthographic projection different views of a given object. Okay, or you can also display different faces of a given object. Okay, so this is possible. This is possible, or this is also known as axonometric orthographic projections. Means what? Axonometric orthographic projection is a type of projection that is used to display the different faces of object in a different manner. So there are three types of axonometric projections. First is isometric, second is diametric, and third is trimetric. So now over here we will see this three types one by one. I hope up till here you have understood what is projection, what is parallel projection, and what is orthographic projection. Now in the next part we will see the different types of axonometric projections. Okay, thank you.